The 2018 NFL Draft is just 6 days away, and players who have sacrificed themselves, worked hard, and enjoyed a successful college career will soon see their dreams come true by playing in the NFL. And we're here to talk it up with one of those players today as we go one-on-one with Virginia Tech wide receiver Cam Phillips on the OFN meeting room with Greg DePalma. All right, it's Friday, April 20th, 2018. I'm Greg DePalma, and thanks for tuning in to the OFN meeting room as we talk NFL draft with Cam Phillips. Cam, thanks for speaking with us today.
No, thank you for having me, man.
All right, Cam. So I'm going to start this interview off with a real tough question. Greatest artist / rapper alive. Who is it?
I'm a big J. Cole fan. He actually, luckily, just dropped the album today, so I'll probably listen to that for the next weekend and some change.
Okay, maybe that was purposeful. I don't know if you were aware or not, but I interviewed your former teammate Brandon Faison on Wednesday. I don't know if.
No, I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and I asked him. I said, "Give me a question to ask you." So that was the question. I don't know. Maybe he knew that what was happening today with the album coming out.
I know what he said though. He definitely said Drake. I know he said that one.
Okay, no, I didn't ask him, but I said, "Give me a question just to ask you." And that was the one. I should have asked him just so I could have found it. But you know, so I already so we know.
That would have been his answer.
Okay, so we got them both. All right. Well, by the way, he said that he got an opportunity to match up with you a lot in practice over the years, and that you never caught a single pass against him.
Well, that is a fib, but I guess as being a DB, he's supposed to say stuff like that.
Sure. No, I actually was the one who said that. I threw that in there. All right. So, by the way, we know what Brandon's going to do for a career outside of football. What about you?
For a career outside of football?
Yeah, when it's all done, you got to have a long career in the NFL. What are you thinking about? I mean, maybe you're not even thinking about it, but you did go to college, so I'm sure you had that on your mind. So, do you have something specific that you want to do?
I'm really big into clothing and fashion, but I still also love just talking the game of football and sort of teaching. So me being a senior this past year, there were a lot of young guys and new guys. I was sort of charged with kind of showing them the way, the ins and outs, and also some of the playbook stuff. But I really like that, helping guys with the routes and breaks. So maybe not coaching, but maybe training of some sort.
Nice.
Something like that.
Okay, that's cool. What about maybe even doing something in broadcasting, like an analyst or something?
Yes, sir. Actually, I thought about that too. I think I speak okay. I know a little bit, so maybe I can go down that avenue as well.
All right. Well, you've got a long time to figure that out. Give me a player besides. We're gonna eliminate Virginia Tech players. So give me a player that you played against on defense that may not be a first-round draft pick either this year or next year, but is somebody that keep an eye on this guy. He's whether he's a DB or a linebacker or whatever, somebody that you think nice under the radar player people should know about, fans should know about.
Yeah, it's a lot of pretty good players. I will say I didn't really get a chance to play against him.
Okay.
He was injured when we played him, but Clemson, they have a cornerback. I forget his name, but a long guy. I think he's number 1. He showed some really good stuff on film. I think Mullen is his last name.
Trayvon Mullen.
Yes, sir. Just scouting those guys, getting ready for them, watching some film. He did some really good things. Really athletic. And can make some plays on the ball. So
okay.
I think he's a good one.
Yeah, he was only a sophomore, and he's a big guy. So he's all right. Yeah. We'll keep an eye on him for sure then. Okay. Now you recently said that dealing with the sports hernia injury that you had this past season was the hardest thing that you've ever done. and went through. So how are you feeling now, and what good do you think has come out of this injury experience?
Yeah, that is only because, just, I don't know if anyone ever had surgery, but, just having surgery and then going through this time period, where, your body is needed, for you to make money really, or, make a good impression so you can make money, and not really having that, being able to do that and perform as well as you like, due to the injury, can definitely take a toll on you mentally. So I've had, just battles, just trying to, stay confident and stay focused, and just tell myself, it's a process, it's a reason for this.
Yep.
While I'm not, quite 100%, I'm moving in the right direction as far as getting healthy. I've been, doing rehab and trying to, not trying to do too much to where I irritate it and, stress it out and, make it hurt a little more, but, doing just enough to where I'm still getting better and progressing. So just always finding that balance and, just staying mentally tough has been the challenge.
Now, you were disappointed about your 40 time at Pro Day. So what do you? And of course, you weren't able to run the 40 at the combine. So what do you think you could have realistically ran if you were 100%? I mean, have you run it before? In other, off, on the side, something like that, or do you just know what you could have done?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know what I could have done healthy. Even the whole season I wasn't healthy, but just training 10s and 20s, it was told that I'd be between a 4.45 and 4.55 range, just based on running 10s and 20s.
Okay.
What I was going down in the training facility. So, while the 40 time and everything is in the past, and I try not to dwell on that, I'm really optimistic for what I can do when I'm at full strength.
Yeah, I mean, look, I wanted to do this interview because I always like doing the interviews with the players that might be considered under the radar players. There's a lot of people who aren't sure if you're going to be drafted until Saturday. That's pretty much what they're talking about. And who knows, maybe even late on Saturday. And yet, I've seen you play over your career, especially the last few years. I mean, you played with the injury last year. You played with a freshman quarterback. You still went on to break the all-time records for receptions and yards at Virginia Tech. You've got good hands. You're a good route runner, and you're a playmaker with the ball in your hands. So it sounds like to me that's a recipe for success at the next level. I know you can't really improve your speed too much. So what else you got to do to improve your game and show everybody, whether it's before a team makes a decision on drafting you or when you're at camp? What do you got to do to get better to prove that you should be playing and getting some serious reps?
Yeah. I think consistency is the key, really. That's what makes the great players great, the Antonio Browns and even Tom Brady. Just consistency and, just continuing to improve my knowledge of the game. I study a lot of film, on opponents, myself, teammates, going against them in practice. So I would say that's a strength of mine, but,
yep.
Just continuing to do that to help further my game or to help the game slow down for me. I believe, watching film is the key to that, slowing everything down, knowing where you're supposed to be at all times, but, really just showing everyone, what I can do, sort of proving some people wrong out there. The question is speed and gameplay speed. Well, I have that.
Yep.
And, I'm just, anxiously, waiting and pushing to get healthy, just because, like I told you, I really am optimistic, on what I can do and, the records or,
yep.
Everything else I've done, it's not a fluke.
Sure.
It's a reason that stuff happens.
That's right. Yeah, well, you should be confident. All right, speaking of game film, if you had one game film that you were the most proud of that you would want scouts to see, which game film would that be?
This year or last year?
Anytime.
Or this year?
Your whole career. If you just had to pick one, they're only going to allow you to pick one.
a few, man. I would say the Arkansas game, my junior year, the bowl game. I think I played pretty well in that, and I had some fun doing that.
Good second half.
Yeah. I mean, I was playing pretty well in the first half. Sort of shed a little bit of light, but we definitely won as a team, and we're really resilient in that game.
Yeah, I think Brandon said that was he said that was the best game, biggest win. Would you agree that was the biggest win? That one?
I would definitely. Yeah, I would. Being down 24 points in the second half, a lot of teams don't come back from that. But we did that, and it was really fun after the game once we won.
All right. Well, most disappointing loss then. I know it wasn't against Virginia because you never lost to those guys. So give me a disappointing loss.
Disappointing loss. I would probably say Clemson. Both times really, either the Clemson game, my junior year in the ACC championship, or the Miami game just this past year. Only because they were both good teams. I believe we had strong chances to win them. Once the game was being played and we got comfortable, Clemson came down to, the last minute, us being down, close in the red zone, throwing an interception. But, Miami again, being an away team against a team that was sort of on a hot streak there, playing well. I think we still had a chance to win that game. We got a couple of turnovers on defense, but just some execution problems. But talent-wise, I thought we matched up with those guys. We were in the game. We were confident. We began to play better. Had some opportunities, but just didn't capitalize. So I would say those two.
Yeah, because if you had won the Miami game, then who knows what kind of where the team would have been. And then the Clemson game, I'm not sure people realize. I mean, you guys were in that game, and this is the national championship team last year, 2 years ago. Yeah. So we
had a lot of talent on that team when you think about it. I think we sent like 5 to 6 guys to the combine last year, another 6 to 7 to 8 guys to the combine this year. I don't know if Virginia Tech's done that. Definitely not in a while. Maybe some of those older teams, but we had a lot of talent on these last 2 teams.
All right. Favorite team growing up? Did you have one?
Yes, it's always the Steelers. That was my first. That was my team that I played with. Not my first team. My first team was the Redskins, but I played like a second year of football all the way up to I was like 12 with the Steelers. So I just like the Steelers.
All right, that's good. And you mentioned Antonio Brown. So is he like the one of the receivers in the NFL that you look up to, that you try to model yourself out of? I mean, is there? Tell me the difference between when you're really young and you kind of admire the players, just like because when you're young, say, and whether you're 8 or 9 or 10, you're still kind of in the same boat as guys that never even go to sometimes even play college football. So you're just a regular guy at that point, regular kid.
Yeah.
But then when you get older, and then all of a sudden, wait a second, this is something I might be able to do. I think there's got to be some sort of a difference sometimes in how you look up to players as a fan only, or as a fan / hey, I might actually play with this guy one day. So give me a couple of players that you, as you were older, maybe even in college, and Antonio Brown might be one of them that you looked up to.
When I was older?
Yeah.
Definitely watch a lot of film of Antonio Brown. Really just, his route running and consistency, how he gets open, which is the most important thing in the NFL. Being able to separate and catch the ball, and make some plays.
Okay.
And I really like Stephon Diggs. Coming from Maryland, we played in the same conference. I actually got a chance to play against him, one time, and he burned us for a punt return. But just the things he can do with the ball in his hands, and the way he can make some plays, I'm really, really like him.
Okay.
And,
how about when you were younger?
When I was younger, my favorite player, athlete was Reggie Bush. Just period. Everyone knows what he did in college and,
yep.
How good he was. And that's actually the reason why I started to wear number 5. And, as a fan and, a football guy, I just always like to watch them play. They can be playing, somebody small like, Tennessee, Chattanooga or somebody, and I still try to watch that game or find out what he's doing. I definitely like watching Reggie Bush.
All right, so that means when you go to the pros, you're going to have to. 5's going to be. You think you'll be able to get 5? If it's available, it's going to be kind of tough, but you might be able to get 5, right? If nobody's got it.
Yeah, maybe I got to pay somebody.
Or bide your time, right? Maybe wait until maybe it's your turn. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, Cam, and best of luck with the draft, and stay healthy, get back 100%, and I'm sure you're going to do real well at the next level, and we're going to follow your career, and I look forward to talking to you again sometime soon.
Thank you for having me, man.
You got it. Thanks, Cam. All right, that's Cam Phillips, and again with Virginia Tech. A Hokie no more. I think I said that about Brandon the other day. Hokies no more. But that's the life of the college student athlete, they like to call it, as they enter the pros. So Cam and Brandon. Cam's got to get drafted. I know there are a lot of people who think 6th round, 7th round. And whenever they say 6th, 7th round, and that could be that could be undrafted too. But I got to believe Cam's going to get drafted. He's just too talented not to get drafted. And I could even see him slipping maybe even a little earlier than the 6th round. The kid's got talent, and if he can have a healthy career, he's going to have a long career just like Brandon is. So best of luck to both of those Hokies, and we're going to follow them for sure. All right, we have Max Brown a little bit later on. If you're listening to this, you might be listening live. But if you're just listening on demand even, we have Max Brown, former USC and Pitt quarterback, a little bit later on here on a Friday. And then we have more interviews to go, hopefully today, through the weekend, and before the draft here on the OFN Meeting Room. And thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you. By the way, don't forget also check out our on-demand mock draft show that I did with Dan Shanka. That was yesterday. That's available at ourlads.com under the Our Lads Football Network. So, again, thanks to Cam Phillips. I'm Greg DePalma. And this has been the OFN Meeting Room on the Our Lads Football Radio Network, where it's never too early to think about the NFL Draft.